15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Wait a minute. I've heard that before. That's the note Jeremy wrote to me in my yearbook in the 6th grade. How'd you even know that?
Because it's from Geico.
Yeah, wait, here it is. Dear Luke, have a great summer. P.S. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. Love, Jeremy.
Geico's had this tagline for years, because we help save people money.
So wait, you're saying Jeremy copied you? Yeah, that actually does sound like something the J-Man would do.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
250,000 Americans die each year from preventable medical error. The pandemic has only made things worse. The new podcast, Up Next for Patient Safety, explores real solutions to make healthcare safer. Listen and subscribe today.
Indie Drop-In Network. Every week, I find you a comedy podcast from an independent podcast creator. If you love it, you can follow the creator and binge your ears off. If you find value in this show, you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/indie drop-in. Today, we are featuring Oh No with Anna Campion. Oh No with Anna Campion is a comedy podcast all about embarrassing stories. This episode is called Pit Stains Rise. Enjoy the show.
Begin.
Oh no.
Oh, the little voice tells us when we're recording.
Yeah, I've heard apparently I was shit talking it and then someone was like, I think it's like an accessibility thing for people who like, are like perhaps hard of seeing or hard of hearing or something like that. And I was like, okay, so now I'm like, that voice is like super weird. Like we just recorded it and it was like, it's for like people who need it. I'm like, right, copy.
So now this is killing me because this is going contrary to my belief that you have also never made a mistake in your life.
Right. Okay.
Kind of.
So while let's spin it. I don't regret anything I've ever done in my life.
Oh, so now we're getting into what is a mistake. Is it an action that was wrong objectively or something?
Or did I ever do something that I didn't want to do? In which case, no. I've never done anything I didn't want to do.
Which, jumping off of that, I've actually was thinking, am I a flawed person? And I'm wondering if the answer is no. And if I decide the answer is no, then the answer is probably no.
Yeah.
So are we done here? Have I undermined the premise of the whole pod?
No, I think, because, I think even perfect people can be embarrassed by imperfect people's actions.
Of course.
And then you get into like secondhand embarrassment. So although I am perfect, I've been in situations seeing someone who was not perfect, which is always embarrassing.
I see it all the time. I know, it's always odd. I'm always online and I see all these people with bad takes and wrong takes. And I get very confused because I'm like, but the right opinions are out there. I have them. I post them. Just adopt them. It feels like it's so simple. It feels like a 1-2 solution.
Yeah. Before we, just wrap up after you've completely dismantled the premise of Oh No with Anna Campion.
Did you not tell me to disrupt the second I logged on?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I'm sorry. I meant to say that like you as a woman, like your job, like disrupt, like break the mold. And like, I'm glad.
You can get away with most things if you start the sentence with "as a woman."
Yeah. Yeah.
Or when someone starts
look at Chrissy Teigen.
They're like, icon. I have nothing. I will not add to that discourse. Something I should say at the top: cancel culture is not a matter of if but when. It is coming for all of us, and so I will not be talking about Chrissy Teigen today, but I will one day when I'm ready to be taken down by her soldiers.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so this is Oh No with Anna Campion, and this is the podcast about embarrassing stories. And you might be thinking, like, Anna, you got someone who doesn't have any flaws to come on, and you'd be right. I'm joined today by Meredith Dietz. Hi, Meredith.
Hello, Anna. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. We were just talking about I'm in Sunnyside. And oh wait, should I be giving my location immediately to all your followers? Is this live, by the way?
Listen, I have 35 unique listeners. So
they're all special.
They're all very special to me, and most of them are located in the Washington, D.C. area. That's my big demo.
Is that where you're from?
Yes, originally.
Oh.
And we're all my friends from college settled. But regardless, you're in Cali, sunny Cali? Or
oh no, Sunnyside, Queens, my
you're
friend.
in Sunnyside, Queens.
I am in the Greenpoint of neighborhoods that are next to Greenpoint.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm right on top of you.
Yeah, you are. You're in the Lego building of Long Island. You're in a slightly higher and to the left base.
Okay.
That
something I want to
off.
attach to and praise you for right now is using left and right over any kind of cardinal direction, because I knew what you meant. And I think we need to, a word I'm going to invent right now, normalize using left and right when everyone knows what we're talking about.
Right. Well, because like if I'm looking like Ariel at Brooklyn and Queens.
Like the mermaid? Just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, how do you know? Yeah, like when she's up on that rock and she's looking down, that's what I think of when I'm looking down, which I do often at maps of Brooklyn and Queens.
Of course.
And, you're up and to the left. Technically, you're northwest, but like how
Kardashian, yes. Technically, I'm Northwest Kardashian, but literally, I'm Meredith Dietz, and I'm in Queens. No, we all know which ways maps face. We all know which way we're facing maps. It just, let's destigmatize having no clue what the fuck. Oh, wait. Oh my gosh. Can we curse on here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Then I take that back. I take back my oh my gosh and I say, oh my fuck. We know what we mean. Is this podcast about maps now too?
Yeah.
It can be.
It's a geography podcast. It's called Oh Globe.
Oh Globe. Oh man, I just globed it. That's what that sounds like to me. Oh, globe.
Oh, globe. just it sounds like something Tobias Funke would have said.
I was just about to make it about Arrested Development because of the Job. But it also does sound like a Tobias thing. Oh,
yeah,
globe.
It sounds like an I blew myself.
I blued myself.
Come get Daddy's rocks off.
Exactly. Well, he's bi-curious, and in this Pride Month, it's very important.
Tobias Funke is a bisexual icon, and I don't want to hear any words against him.
Any slander. No slander.
So, like, tell me about you.
I know this is I want. Oh, thank you very much. I'm practicing not saying no, I'm not right away. So if my voice sounds stilted, it's me like outside of the Zoom camera. I have like a pen inside my thigh right now.
You're just stabbing yourself.
Being like, you want to do comedy, maybe start by letting people be nice to you. But right back at you.
Thanks.
Tell me about yourself. Well, I want the listeners to know. I'm slurring my speech. I'm incredibly drunk. That's not true at all. I am, but is it accurate? I think of you as like a sister. We have met. I don't know how long has this been recording? About 13 minutes ago,
roughly.
And I think of you as a brother and a sibling. I'm trying to think when the first thing you thought of when I thought of the premise of the podcast was like, well, I went to a tiny all-girls school in Northern Virginia, and that was one big oh no.
Did you go to Madeira?
Oh, I'm dying. I went to Foxcroft, which is a Madeira rival. Whoa, flashbacks, war flashbacks to the field hockey field right now.
Oh, wow.
Just said that.
How many?
Madeira's mascots. Oh, wait, how many ladies?
I was going to ask how many undercover lesbian couples did you know of at Foxcroft?
Okay, that's the other big oh no, is that my specific class, which was like 36 people, was incredibly straight-laced. And like interpretation of that. But I found out the years around me, and my little sister and my older sister went there too. Exposing myself as a middle child right off the bat.
Oh, wow.
Everyone,
I'm catching that. I'm catching that energy.
Everyone on the Reddit boards was already like, "God, this person's a middle child," and she sounds like a ginger. She sounds like anyways. My class, I do, and later years I've realized, like, okay, those roommates, and they were roommates. They were more than roommates. But I personally did not get to experiment with any very, in retrospect, clear urges back then. But I found I can't begin to tell you how gratifying it was to find out that everyone around me was, I'm trying to think of like a euphemism that isn't horrible coming out of my mouth. I was just going to say like go into town, but that's not what I mean.
Right, right. Like nobody
going to town on each other.
Right. Nobody was really.
Because the thing to remember is we were all still nasty looking 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
So like, I'm saying like, oh, I didn't kiss any girls. I didn't kiss any boys either. Or
right.
anything.
It was virgin lips for many a year.
It was yes, indeed. And that's one of my most appealing assets, I think.
Yeah, it's
my purity.
That's yeah, that's what because people are always like, guys are like, I don't want to fuck a slut. It's like a loose lips or loose vagina, and like, but they also say that about the mouth. Because the more people you kiss, then, the bigger your mouth gets.
The colder the sores.
The colder the sores, indeed.
Loose lips. I know what that means in terms of like, oh, that person, they're a blabbermouth. But does it also refer to loose, like, lips? Because that's...
Yeah, like a loose vagina.
Coochie.
I don't know if anyone has ever said loose lips in reference to the labia.
But that's what if they haven't, they must have. I'm always on the prowl for joke theft, so I'm not going to take ownership. Partly because you said it, but partly because I think someone else has probably said it before.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm not. Listen, I don't claim to have an original thought. I don't claim it.
I'm on the search for them always. I'm waiting for an original thought at all times. I consider myself an original thought. THOT.
Right. Sure.
And your listeners are unique thoughts. You have 35 unique thoughts.
I have 35 unique thoughts listening. I got
thoughties.
I got a bunch of fucking sluts with big titties listening to this podcast. I'm just kidding, guys. Unless that resonates, in which case, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. That's what all the tarot readers on my TikTok say.
Oh, what's your TikTok For You page? This I'm genuinely interested in.
My TikTok For You page.
Everything else I was kind of interested in.
My TikTok For You page is a lot of it's a lot of that one bisexual couple, the platinum blonde hair and the guy with the pedo mustache, but they're really cute together.
I don't have them.
Oh, well, they're interesting.
Is this the person is she sitting on his lap at one point, or am I thinking of someone else?
I mean, probably. They have a bajillion videos together.
Yeah, good. You don't have an exhaustive knowledge of all the times someone has been on someone else's lap. Ooh, a fake fan.
I wish I did. I get a fair amount of, your bog standard baby and dog content because,
of course,
I do find them cute.
Yes.
Oh, Pot Roast is on my For You page. Pot Roast the cat. Don't know if anyone.
We're having wildly different experiences, but I would love to learn about this fellow.
I also
an incredible name.
Yeah. Lots of health problems. Very sassy. And then I get a lot of the Grace Coolin Schmidt and the Average Fashion Blogger.
Yes.
And also the other Grace with the glasses and the brown hair. I'm forgetting her name.
It's not Spellman. Oh my gosh.
You know who I'm talking about though, right? She always wears like a little pony and like a big tie-dye shirt and shorts. She rocks.
Yes.
Get a lot of her. And rounding it out, a lot of like tarot horoscope stuff. because I do unfortunately believe in that, and a lot of lesbian thirst traps from 19-year-olds who live in California.
Good for them is all I'll say.
Or yeah, like I saw one the other day, and
You're really
like
very important that you say 19-year-olds. I see you avoiding cancel culture as we speak. A lot of 19-year-old passing lesbians.
Here's the thing: when I'm like, oh, this person is in their childhood bedroom, and they come up on my For You page, I will often check their age before I like the video, because I'm like, I don't want to be like. It's all like, even if they're like 19 or 20, I'm like, they're young yet. But a lot of the 16 and 17-year-olds are really exploring body confidence, and I love that for them as a very far outsider. I don't want to with it.
Body positivity all the time, unless it's me passing a reflective surface.
In which case all bets are off.
In which case it's the Thunderdome of insecurity.
Yeah, I saw, because Pride started yesterday, day of recording. Happy Pride, by the way.
Happy Pride.
Happy, go us.
Happy Pride.
I saw a girl who posted like, it's Pride, like, who wants to date me? And she was gorgeous, and she was like in a bikini or whatever. And I went to her profile and I was like, I'd be interested in dating you. Like, let's see. She is 21, so that was cool. Indiana. And I'm like,
ooh,
girly pop. That's why you're single. Indiana.
You gotta become a coastal elite.
You do.
If you want to hook up.
You do.
I honestly,
or like Chicago. You could be a lesbian in Chicago pretty easily.
You could. You give permission now.
Yeah.
You are allowed to be a lesbian in Chicago.
As someone
it's 2021.
As someone who has been out for 3 years, and has only lived.
Congrats.
Thank you. And has only lived in Williamsburg, Virginia, McLean, Virginia, and New York City in those 3 years. I think Chicago's probably okay to be a lesbian in.
I think I definitely agree with your assessment. Also, as an outsider, haven't tried going back to middle of nowhere Pennsylvania to give it a shot.
Sure. But are you Central PA?
I'm not. I'm never good at describing where I live in Pennsylvania. One, as we talked about, I don't remember if this was when we started recording. Left, right, north, south. It's all right. We made it up. I don't think we did.
Okay, so are you closer to
Philly?
You're closer to Philly. Are you closer to like Lancaster or like anywhere like that, or still closer to Philly?
I am definitely in between Philly and Lancaster. It's the thing where if I say I live in a Philly suburb, people start rattling off the Philly suburbs, and I have to be like, okay, I'm a suburb of that.
Right,
I'm a little bit
You're
outside
an exurb. You're an exurb.
I'm an exurb. And then I spent high school in Virginia, like near Nova. So I also famously Nova. I spent, and honestly, the cultures overlap a lot. So
mainline and Nova culture very similar.
Delmarva. For the listeners out there, Delaware.
Yeah.
Maryland, Virginia.
Yes. Delmarva /
I'd love to add a
outside
paw.
of Philly. Yeah.
I would love to add a paw to the beginning end of that.
But very exclusively the Philly suburbs. I did not see this culture from the people I know from Pittsburgh. Not even a little bit.
No, Pittsburgh's another country to me.
Pittsburgh's
partly
basically
just
Ohio.
Because I've never been. Yeah, I think that's probably true. I hope I feel safe saying all of this, knowing that your unique, thoughty, insta baddie listeners are all also disgusting coastal elites. But if anyone from the Midwest picks this up, everything I say is in jest. I am incredibly ignorant, and I don't know what I'm saying ever about anything, but especially about geography.
Right. Yeah, I weirdly went to college with a ton of mainline people. Like a ton of people
interesting.
from the main line, as Alana Wexler says to make fun of Abby in an episode of Broad City, which I love that pronunciation of it. And that's how I pronounce it now. But yeah, and I was like, oh, so you get it. And so it's like my friends from Northern Virginia who were like popular in high school and my friends from the main line who were popular in high school like completely got each other. Like they were like, yep, copy.
So are you bragging right now about having a lot of friends who were popular in high school?
No, because I'm not friends with them anymore.
Oh, frenemies, ex-friends. They faded away into nothingness.
Basically, yeah, I mean, well, not nothing. They're good. They're fine people. They're just not really my friends anymore.
Are they listeners?
I would be shocked.
Then they're bad people.
I would be deeply
You wronged
shocked.
Anna. You crossed.
How dare you not consume my content as a white gay woman?
Yeah. Oh, and Pride Month of all months.
So homophobic.
It is homophobic.
But anyhow.
Definitely. I mean, Pennsylvania is homophobic. That's not true. I'm not going to say any more generalizations about people, places, or things. Rest of this pod.
Well, I don't think that's true. And I'm going to ask. And tell me about your For You page.
Oh, okay. Okay, definitely similar with all the comedians that you named. I wish there was a name for all these people, primarily women, that I would die for. That's just like they're
adjacent to hot girl comedy. And I don't quite know the name of it yet because I don't think they would identify as hot girl comedy, but they're in that realm.
No, definitely. And I think, hot girl comedy's gotten so muddled with people who use that word with disdain when, I don't know, because I think most of the people when I refer to hot girl comedy, it's people I know who are using it to subvert like the classic role of a very attractive like female comic and are like super self-aware about it. But at the simultaneously, they are capitalizing on their good looks because there's a way to subvert it when you aren't fitting the mold and there's a way to subvert it when you are. And I love the people who are able to do that. Like I think like Mary Beth Brown, Rachel Sennott. Those are all the people that are like the template.
Yeah, Rachel Sennott is.
Yeah. Oh no.
We've DM'd a few times. Actually, it's not that big of a deal.
Oh no need to flex. I was
on multiple platforms, so whatever.
Cross-platform, all LinkedIn and Flickr.
Primarily.
Hell is Flickr. What did I just say?
Primarily Tumblr and Pinterest, but
of course,
yeah.
Okay, but back to the only platform that matters, the Clock app. Something funny is, and might also relate to my like main Oh No story, is I get so much musical theater. And again, with my Philly, Pennsylvania identity and my Pennsylvania, Virginia identity and like my musical theater identity and my middle child energy is I love to exist outside the lines in between these worlds, feet in so many different ponds. I
just spread your toes out real wide.
To spread my freaky ass toes as wide as they'll go. What women can have it all. I do think that I spread my toes left, right, up, and down, all the directions on the compass.
East, west, north, and south. Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't have the vocabulary to describe musical theater. I don't know like the names of main players really, but I listen to it a bunch. And when TikTok knows that I am a sucker for it, and when it comes up, I'm going to watch it all. And like it's beyond, I think, like, you know, like Hamilton and Lin-Manuel stuff, even though jokes, but also jokes about that come up. It's not people. It's not earnest Lin-Manuel fans.
Yeah, I get a lot of jokes about musical theater because I shit on musical theater every chance I get. And I think
as you should. And that's why I get so crazy when people get genuinely like angry at Lin-Manuel Miranda for being cringe. When I'm like, you do know
he's giving us
forward
a
about
gift.
Who he was. He's giving it and also he was never supposed to be a jock. He was never supposed to be a rock star.
No.
He made a musical about a founding father, and then people were angry when he's overly earnest and
and he's
online.
And he's
that's
like
his culture.
Yeah. That's who
I'm saying.
He is.
And I believe I'm allowed to say all this because in 2019, Spotify let me know that I was in the top 0.1% of listeners of a certain indie band called
Lin-Manuel Miranda. Yeah,
I couldn't even find a way to say
they're up and coming.
Yeah, definitely. And I am bringing them up with both
Lin-Manuel Miranda. Yeah.
Lin-Manuel.
That's
say that again.
Lin-Manuel, Min-Manuel Miranda.
Min-Manuel
Miranda.
We're going to dedicate another 15 minutes to me mastering this.
That's my band name now.
Okay, perfect.
Do I have any interest in being in a band? No. Do I have any musical talent? No.
No.
But I have really cool hair and I wear coveralls.
Maybe we should bring back like backup dancers,
industry
but
plants?
for like indie. Like, what if like I'm looking at the poster behind you? What if Maggie Rogers needed someone to sway on stage once in a while?
I could sway so hard to Maggie's music.
I could sway. I
have swayed hard to her music.
Exactly. I have proof. I've so much experience doing it. I've walked pretty slowly to her music as well. I've rested my head against a bus window with rain pouring down to her music. Mm-hmm. And I would love the chance to do that for her, with her.
Yeah.
At her.
Yeah. Okay, so you get a lot of musical theater stuff.
I get a lot of musical theater stuff. It knows all my interests. I get a lot of running, people who are runners, because I'm interested in that. I get a lot of leftist material because I think it knows that I have a supple mind for molding on that front. Always looking for ways for people to articulate what I think I already want to believe. I'm trying to think about the rest of. Is there a way to like see like for you? Like, have you ever been on Instagram and it's like showing and it tells you what kind of ads it's going to show you in the app?
No.
I swear to God, I'm so close to saying one cohesive sentence during this recording. I will get it done. But there's a way to go in the Instagram app and it's like, you can see what your sponsored content is. And like, for me, like, for instance, it identified for me for Insta that it wants to show me like, fitness influencer products, that kind of stuff, because whether or not I live by that, my eyes are drawn to it. And I do give it a lot of watches, tragically. But it also had weird things like handbags and shoes and things that I definitely sounded like women be blank. Some hack comedic bit. And I was like, these aren't my interests. And I definitely haven't acted on them. So I think it just identified that I am always on the precipice of buying a handbag. Is that a thing people do?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I get that stuff too. I recently accidentally clicked into the shopping tab just because they spring it on you, which was annoying. So I recently accidentally clicked into that, and like the number one suggestion was a cat, the Cat of Nine Tails, the BDSM thing.
I do.
That was like the first thing recommended for me. And with peace and love, no judgment, no hate, I'm not into BDSM. Not even a little bit. It's not my thing.
Darn, I thought you were going to turn your camera around and show me your
my room. Dungeon. No,
your dungeon. Yeah.
I mean,
is where you also record podcasts,
which also is my bedroom and also is my office. Yeah.
And my nipple clamps are mic'd. You have no clue what I'm sitting on.
Under this Downton Abbey t-shirt, you don't know. I don't
know. Couldn't have been a more perfect shirt for you to be wearing.
No, it needs to be some Father Brown on PBS, some bullshit like that.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah. NPR.
Those are the names of my nipples.
Oh my God, mine's are Downton and Abbey. Yeah, they're very British, which, the rest of my Irish body rejects. But yeah, I was like, this is a fascinating give for me, because I've never looked up any content relating to that or anything like that. So it's really,
this is getting into the like, do the algorithms know us better than we know ourselves? And maybe they identified you and they're like, hey shark, have you ever considered
This bitch needs to let loose.
Let loose.
And we're thinking
or get
with the whip.
bound up real tight.
Yeah, needs to let someone else take the wheel. This girl boss.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, girl. Girl boss BDSM. Okay, if the listeners hear me click clacking, I'm writing this in my notes app under one titled "Good Ideas." Trust me, good ideas is the name.
Girl boss BDSM is but it's like gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, but like relating to those letters. I don't know.
Oh yeah, there's so much here.
GBDSM, girl boss domination, sadism and masochism. Is that it?
Girl boss on the streets, CEO in the sheets.
Oh, nice.
I'm telling you, I'm not yet in the riff zone. Once I get in the riff zone, and
this is you not in the riff zone.
No, this
is wrong.
I am in a parked car outside the riff zone carpool lane. I am quite literally in an REM cycle right now. I'm
asleep. This is just how I am. Just fast asleep.
I wish. Oh.
The headphones are just over your ears, and this is just your brain talking. Like, it's not, your mouth isn't moving. Like, it's just your brain sending neural waves into the headphones.
Okay, Elon Musk energy. Elon Musk vibes.
How dare you?
Something I've been wondering recently, what word did we use before vibes became so integral to our conversation in like a non-ironic way? I just say vibes all the time.
I know.
My brain's mush.
Mood, I think, was
mood.
big.
Mood also very recent. I'm like thinking like outside of internet speak when I was describing the energy of a situation. Did I just say energy?
I mean, I feel like even my...
Were you there? Have you been watching me?
You didn't know I also went to Foxcroft? No, I am. I don't know, because I also feel like energy is pretty... Like, I feel like I've been incorporating, like, this is an interesting... Like, I feel like that's also kind of new. Like, I feel like we used to just speak very literally. Like, I feel like I used to just be like, yeah, I really liked everyone in that room.
That's the most earnest sentence I've ever heard, but it sounded very sarcastic.
Like,
the way
I think that's
that line reading, to use a musical theater term, the way you said that line, yes, gave me the sense that you just left the most miserable, wretched room in the world. I liked everyone in that room.
I left a room with George W. Bush, Elon Musk, Colin Jost. Just the four of us.
Okay, the Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Oh, can we do a quick fuck, marry, kill of the three people you just said?
I would marry Colin Jost, so I could be sister wives with Scarlett Johansson. And then I would get access.
Biracial.
Yes, our POC queen. And then I would get access to like Andy Samberg and Seth Meyers. And I think I could probably just hang out with them and just be like, okay, like, you guys have fun. You guys are kind of lame, but I like your friends. I would fuck George W. Bush, hoping that would be the thing that pushed him over the edge.
You would ruin him.
I would. That I would KI double hockey sticks him, like, with my with the exertion.
I was just trying to. Okay, you know what? I was going to say a joke that wasn't going to work, and I'm glad I didn't say it. Mm-hmm. I will tell you, it did involve the words I ran contra, and it didn't really work. So I'm saying that to say those were that I'm not saying it. Does that make sense?
Thank you. And then I would kill Elon Musk 100%. I hate him.
Yes, it's there's nuance. Just kidding. That's okay. Yeah, now that I think about it, obviously Colin Jost is the like one that you do have to pick up that lineup because
he's the most bearable. He still sucks. I find him so annoying, and he has such a punchable face, but he's like fine.
Oh, he should use that. He should use that for like something.
For like a book title or something, right?
Oh, that feels a little out out of the what? Oh my God, I cannot finish a sentence today. I agree. And I guess in terms of like hoarding wealth and being a war criminal, Colin just as much as he is not my cup of tea. Oh, by the way, I'm saying all of this. SNL, if you're hiring,
let us.
I love you, Colin. Just kidding.
Colin, you're so handsome.
I think that's what you have to do to get it. No, that was but the difference between who to F and who to K between Elon and GW. It's
tough.
Not as clear. That's tough.
That's why I'm hoping for 2 birds, 1 stone with W.
That's true. I think I'm going to apply your same logic, but I'm going to flip it.
Okay.
I'm going to flip it and reverse it.
So I'm
going to back up, flip it, and reverse it.
Okay.
I'm talking about what I'm going to do to his body. That's bad. We're down to
Elon's body.
I don't like this. I started it, and I'm here to end it. Like I might do to a certain.
I was at a friend's house this weekend for Memorial Day weekend.
Big brag. Friends, you were friends with popular people.
Not celebrating the troops. And not remembering what they did for me at all. And I was with like her family and like some family friends and stuff, and I accidentally went on a rant about why Elon Musk sucks. I love that. I slipped into a rant. I completely relate to you. I'm not mocking you at all. I'm like, I slipped into an absolute like, oh, and did you know that he didn't even actually found Tesla? He just bought the rights to say he founded it, and everyone was like, oh my God. And I like kept going, and then I had to be like, I'm so sorry. I don't know.
Well,
why I did that.
Is the end of the story not that they were like some Elon Musk stans, some Doge heads?
My friend's brother is like kind of a finance guy, but he isn't into Elon Musk at all.
Okay.
So I think everyone was just kind of like, oh shit, I didn't know that. And I'm like, yeah, he's a fucking fraud. But no one was like a Joe Rogan head. You know what I mean? No one was like a Rogan Musk head. Which is important. I don't like to surround.
There's got to be a name. This is definitely like something I should Google search. There's a name for like what we're calling Joe Rogan.
I think they're called like Tesla fanboys. I think that like that's.
Oh my God.
That's that's what I've seen the most in reference to people who are like, how dare you fucking shit talk Elon Musk? He's a genius.
Okay, uncanny. That is the voice I hear in my head. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm saying all this, and apologies to my fans who are tired of me saying my tweets out loud. I did sleep with someone who had a picture of Elon Musk posted to their wall. This tweet. And by sleep with, I do mean I was in a 2.5 year long relationship.
Yes.
However, in the tweet, I said 3.5 years because
if you run a business, Bank of Clark County has you covered. Offering cash management services to automate and simplify your business banking, streamlined digital banking, and merchant payment processing that's a one-stop solution. Plus, Bank of Clark offers corporate credit cards that help you optimize capital, organize expenses, and enhance your business. Whether you're looking to earn points faster or lower your APR, Bank of Clark County has the card that's right for you. Member FDIC.
Finding the right person for the job isn't easy. Just ask someone who hired their personal trainer as a caterer.
All right, folks, let's keep this line moving. You there with the tongs. Picking up one Duchess potato at a time will not cut it at my catering table. Drop and give me 50.
But if you've got an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can bundle your policies, which could save you hundreds.
Okay, this is what we call the wild mushroom and asparagus dip, and press. Come on, let's get those plates above your heads.
For expert help with all your insurance needs, visit geico.com/local today.
Zenni's blocks lenses help to protect the eyes by keeping harmful blue light out. Because they're virtually clear, add blocks to any Zenni frame for stylish, all-day protection. Get a complete pair of prescription or non-prescription blocks glasses starting at just $24. Protect your eyes now at zenni.com.
And confirm or deny. It sounds funnier.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you like any number you tack onto that, like any digit that you bump up, it's gonna be funnier to have dated. I mean,
true.
It's hilarious that you dated an Elon fanboy for 2.5 years. Would have been funnier if you kept the bit going for another 12 months. I'll give you that.
Exactly. I'm just, and that's why I've bit commitment issues, and regular commitment issues. I will say the thing about it was definitely he wasn't even like that type. It's very out of character. It doesn't make sense. And he did send me the tweet, to which he said, this is how I find out that we were in a committed relationship, which was a hilarious. I'll give him a little bit of credit where it's due. That was a good, something you might call an epic clapback. Exactly. Yeah. But he did confirm is not a fan, which I was nice to have that peace of mind and get that closure.
And why the picture?
He was very obsessed with, he is still with us. Not with me. I love every time I lift my arms, I realize I've been sweating through this shirt. This is what happens when I talk about my ex.
I wore a similarly colored shirt a few weeks ago for an episode, and I went to like stretch or get my water bottle or something, and I had like Lake Michigan sized pit stains. It was really intense. So
yeah,
welcome pit stains on Oh No with Anna Campion.
Love to flex. Oh, good to know.
We're very pro pit stain.
I would think so. If anything, pit stain could be like a mascot for a way to manifest the shame and humiliation that we're supposed to be talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'll call my fans, the pit stains.
The pit stains. I love it.
You're a listener, you're a pit stain.
But your body's crushing it at the same time.
you're a thottie.
But you are a thottie.
You are gorgeous, and don't let anyone question your self-worth.
The bigger the butt, the bigger the swamp ass. That's math. If I've ever heard of it.
True. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, but to clear the air, the Elon Musk thing is he was like more obsessed with just like discipline and work ethic in general. And at the time, in the 90s, I'm in my 40s. Back in 84, that was like the image of him that existed to our malnourished neo-lib brains. I was never into it. But what was far, far more funnier than the real reasons was he genuinely thought he was an attractive man. And we like not real fought, but like definitely bickered in a way that like had no resolution, where I was just like, incorrect. I cannot stand his snake face. He looks like a villain. Every aesthetic about him suggests that he got plastic surgery to make himself look like a bad guy. End of sentence. And I couldn't, the gap between us was so big. And that's why the relationship ended.
Yeah, and it couldn't be resolved because you had to either both want to fuck Elon or neither of you wanted to fuck Elon, but you couldn't, you were at an impasse.
That's the only kind of mixed relationship that you can't have, is if one person is attracted to Elon and someone else isn't, the differences cannot be overcome.
No.
There's no way.
Absolutely not.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Fundamentally different people.
It's I have a lot of friends, and I've actually pretty much exclusively dated bisexual women. I just have a lot of friends, period. No, but a lot of my friends identify as bisexual women. And many of the people I've dated identify as bisexual women. And we will completely agree on like, oh yeah, like they're hot. And then they'll just pull up like the picture of like one of my friends, and I won't out her, was like, I think I would fuck Steve Buscemi, like with not a hint of irony in her voice. And I was like, that's crazy. And I need you to understand that that's crazy.
I'm going to cling to her word choice though. If it's her, I would fuck Steve Buscemi is very different than seeing a picture and being like, Steve Buscemi is attractive. And I'm going to argue
She said that too.
Okay. That is
I pulled up a picture of him and she was like, yeah, he's cute. I was like,
okay. Freaking gives me hope for every time I've looked in the mirror and I've seen like a Steve Buscemi staring back at me. I'm like, gives me hope that someone's
you don't give me Steve Buscemi at all.
It's definitely not a real,
which is a negative for you with this friend. But
God, okay, thanks for ruining my chances off the bat.
Yeah,
but no. Every Like if look in the mirror and I see something, I'm like, it always comes back to Ed Sheeran. Again, for the listener, can I scream this enough? Being a ginger does a lot of heavy lifting in terms of my life experiences.
Yeah, sure.
Do you post to TikTok at all?
Yes.
Do you get people telling you who you look like unsolicited?
No, because I'm not big on TikTok. I get, I don't know.
Oh, dude, I've gotten a video with like 10 likes and someone's like, you look like this person I know. Do you know her? And I'm like, I'm so sorry.
I don't. But I also, do you find that those people are generally like dudes that do that?
No, I would actually say excuse the opposite. Or it's just like, it's the profile is so anonymous and such a troll that true gender neutrality is trolls.
Oh, I got one time someone said, I thought Katie Hopkins was on my For You page, and she's like that awful alt-right British journalist. And I was like,
oh my God.
That was one time.
It's just, okay, that's a comment I do understand the impulse to say, because it's like saying like, thank God it wasn't.
Yeah. I didn't hate it. Listen, it boosted up the engagement. So
exactly.
I'm all about those analytics. I'm a content creator.
Every time someone comments telling me I'm lying about being catcalled, I'm like, you know what? It's helping. Oh no, that's not even it. I don't care about the hate. It's the people who comment things. I'm so sorry to my followers. I don't care. I'm gonna sound like a douchebag. I think I'm allowed to talk like this as long as I don't have a big following. Once inevitably when I do actually follow you on TikTok, and I thank you for that.
You have like 10,000 followers.
And I apologize. You're not quite, my friend. Not quite.
Okay.
I wish I could play more nonchalant for once in my life and be like, oh, do I? But of course I know. I would. No, I don't. But on TikTok, it's also saturated. TikTok 10K is like Twitter 100. I don't know. I can't do math. But no, people will. I wish I had it. I think I have it written down, all the things I've been told I look like. There's someone on Shameless, a show I do not watch.
Yes.
People multiple times
Debbie
have said, okay, that's who it is. Multiple times people have said, female Ryan Reynolds. Female Ryan Reynolds.
That's kind of a good one.
It's a good one, but it's just, you're looking at me, so you know that it's not true. So why has it happened multiple times? I think
now that you say it, I'm not like not seeing it. It's a lot in your eyes. It's a lot in your eyes. Yeah. It's a lot of the muscles and raw sex appeal and the eyes.
My plantation wedding.
Yes.
Oh, I starred as the titular Deadpool in a few movies.
Oh, okay. So that's probably
maybe
where
that's
the confusion is coming in.
It's insane. It's just, I don't know if you know this, if you've ever, when you made the switch from being someone who was like on the internet forever, like a little bit raised by Tumblr, to someone who started putting out content. I don't know your journey there, but I did like a 0 to 100 where I was just a lurker my whole life. I've been on Tumblr since like 2010 and then you
skyrocketed
to fame and glory.
Yeah.
But no, I made the pivot to being like, okay, I'm actually just going to start posting incessantly now, and whether or not I have a following. It's odd.
I have tweeted almost every day since I was 14 years old. I think that's very interesting. There was like a year where I was off of it, and then another year where I was basically off of it. But but on stuff like Tumblr, I never really posted, just because I was like, this is like a sea that I want to be on a boat in. I don't want to.
Yes. And I'm along for the ride. Yeah.
And TikTok, I do post because I think that I have a soothing voice. And so
I agree.
I like talking on it. And I think people enjoy. I think the 10 people who will like my videos, I think they enjoy hearing me talk. So
no doubt. I mean, and also if we're just talking business, I get a lot of podcast clips from shows I otherwise would not have discovered on TikTok. It's a great opportunity.
My friend and friend of the podcast, Sophie, was telling me about that, and I've since started posting clips in the past few weeks on TikTok. So I'm hoping to boost,
hack the algorithm, get on that FYP.
Yeah, just
enter the mainframe.
Hey, do you like drugs, having sex, and being rock and roll? Because that's the podcast.
Because don't want to get banned. Don't want to get shadow banned.
Ooh, do you hate cancel culture? Well, then check out my podcast.
I should have asked you. I start
going like
whether or not you were
alt-right, anti-woke. Here's the thing. I don't like. Ultimately, like, I don't think Louis C.K. should be able to like. I mean, okay.
Be a ginger.
Yeah, well, that's been obvious. But like, I mean, yeah, I feel like generally the people who get canceled are the people who have like benefited from like the free market of capitalism. And then when like the market shifts another way because they do some scummy shit, they're like, I'm being silenced. I'm being deplatformed. And I'm like, I mean,
here's my Netflix special about my silence.
Yeah. And I'm like, I mean, just like the market isn't interested in you anymore because like people aren't interested in you anymore, which like I think capitalism is the root of all evil. But like if you are a comedian a la Louis C.K. or Aziz Ansari or someone like James Charles, like sort of in a more serious way, like who has really benefited from it, and then like your actions cause you to like not benefit from it, like that's like how the system that you bought into works. And like you're not like, none of those people so far have faced any actual consequences for their actions. Like they're still going to get their royalties checks. Like just hire a financial advisor and like you'll be fine for the rest of your life because you've made like bajillions of dollars. So like, I mean, there's certain things where I'm like, people like for like, I like, have you seen the Ellie Kemper stuff that came out like over this weekend?
Yes.
So,
and I'm
like,
not equipped to speak to it, but I'm
no,
yes, but go on.
But I guess so basically the thing was like she was a debutante in Kansas City, Missouri in the 90s, and she won this award at a debutante thing that was like a pretty racist in its origin. And for stuff like that, like it's still bad and she should probably come out and say something about it. And obviously, like, again, I'm a white person, but like if you put that in conjunction, if you put that against like another recent sort of celebrity that has been sort of, I don't know, canceled, like the Chrissy Teigen stuff, it's like that was more a crime of ignorance and sort of like a faux pas of ignorance that is still really bad, but it's not like she went out and had victims from her actions. So it's a little different to me. You know what I mean?
I completely agree. And I've been definitely reading about the Ellie Kemper stuff more. And I do not, all of this is developing. So if like big news comes out tomorrow and we're completely wrong.
Yeah. Then like
I'm going to adapt.
I'm postmarking this as June 2nd. June 2nd is day of recording. June 2nd,
2 white women talk about the Ellie Kemper. And but I have seen that exactly how you described it, how on Twitter, I first read it as like KKK queen. And I've seen actually those are not the facts. And there's there's also, I think like the idea of like, an idea of having crime with victims. There's a difference between her being a reflection of a problematic upbringing that she has moved away from. And I understand asking her to speak to it, but I also don't know what people want her to be the voice of in that situation. Yeah. I don't know what is like the correct response. Luckily, she has not reached out to me to do her PR anymore after I flubbed this one.
She, weirdly, Oh No hasn't been one of her calls for like a sort of comeback tour.
Even which is a fitting name. I think she could have a great time on here. But I think
is that what I should shift to? Is just interviewing canceled celebrities and be like, so tell me what happened.
So tell me why the masses wrongfully came for you.
Yeah.
tell me, anyway, the end of that sentence was not good. With Ellie Kemper thing, I think it's everything I have seen a lot on TikTok, a lot from Black creators has been like, do I like the KKK? No. Is that what is at play in this Ellie Kemper situation? It doesn't look like it. It looks like she was a 19-year-old. So obviously like a confusing times in terms of agency and the level of ignorance that is expected. But it does not sound like she was in a cult. It sounds like she was in a town that has very racist roots, and she had expectations from her like billionaire CEO father, maybe not billionaire, but whatever, to
wealthy family, regardless.
Wealthy family to show up to this fucked up thing. And also beauty pageants, that's fucked up in its own. And like, and I also saw, and again, not an expert here, I agree with you in terms of like, to get back to the, whenever this suddenly turned serious, there is a difference between so-called canceling, which I agree with you, does not seem to truly exist unless someone has been
criminally indicted for
indicted. Yeah.
For example, I think we can say with confidence that Lori Loughlin has been canceled.
Lori Loughlin was canceled by a judge and jury, but Aziz Ansari was
Harvey
not
Weinstein canceled.
My hot take, and I'm brave enough to say it. I'm not a fan of Harvey Weinstein.
Okay, whoa, coming out swinging.
I'm like looking down because I'm like, there's nothing articulate or new that I can add to this conversation. I don't think right now. I know that I do. It is frustrating to ever be talking to someone though who isn't on the same wavelength as me, and I'm not able to pinpoint whatever they're saying is frustrating me. Like I don't know, in the comedy sphere, I feel like there are some people that do genuinely feel like there are things they're not allowed to joke about. And I think you voiced it perfectly when you're saying like there's no higher power telling you what you can and cannot say. It's about a reflection of the audience's wishes and tastes and what they laugh at and why. And if what you're saying is not something that makes the majority of people laugh, fine, go find the racist assholes that it does make laugh, but realize that it's not because you're being thought-provoking or brave, it's because you're being hack and hateful and wrong.
No, it's true. And I think a lot of like particularly comedians who have been like, I can't believe I'm getting canceled, like the woke mob is coming after me. I'm like, well, it's not actually like James Acaster has a really good bit on how Ricky Gervais is super transphobic. And he has
I know exactly what you're talking
about sort of how like people will just like continue to say like jokes at the expense of trans people. And I'm forgetting sort of what the exact thing is. So James Acaster, if you're listening, I apologize. I do love you. And I want to say you're my friend, but it's like, it's that thing of like, like people who have actually been like quote unquote like canceled for their stuff, it's not because they're making fun of like, it's not because they're like racist or transphobic or bigoted in any way. It's generally because they are for example openly gay and doing comedy, or like you look at things like McCarthyism, like that was actual cancel culture, you know what I mean, where like people who have very radical and progressive beliefs were like blacklisted from their various industries for that. Like it's never like it's not actually like brave of you to like be like, I can't make jokes with the N-word anymore. And it's like, I mean, you shouldn't have ever made jokes with the N-word as a white person. You know what I mean? Like, that's like not like you shouldn't really have been making racist jokes to begin with. And you did, and you catered to a lower common denominator that has now shifted. And now people are like, that's not cool. And so like, it's never, I just think like, I don't know. It's like, I mean, and I also say this as someone who I don't necessarily like, I think I'm comedy adjacent, but like I have done stand up twice in my life. It went okay both times.
Nice.
But
nice.
But like, as someone who is like a fan and, like talks to people and like, puts content into the ether, it's like, it's just like, it's not like the woke mob or whatever that's canceling you. It's like people just don't want to hear you say like bigoted bullshit anymore. And they're not going to pay you to hear you say bigoted bullshit anymore. Like, that's what it is.
I completely agree. I think we fixed it. Wait.
Is this the end of the discussion?
Did we just cancel
fix a problem again?
Yet again.
Also, if you can,
is this not the Office Ladies podcast?
Yeah.
This perfect.
This is the Ro Jogan podcast. I'm Ro.
The Ro Jogan.
Also, if you can hear the purge alarm.
Does that mean I'm joking? I do hear construction.
That is just one of my neighbors just drilling. Has been for the past hour.
When my neighbors are drilling, it sounds a little different. I thought that was the sound of us fixing society. So you kind of,
you know what? That guy might have gotten the work order before we even put it in.
So efficient. I don't understand why people haven't done this earlier, because we just did it pretty easily.
I think we're amazing.
I did it with my feet up on my desk.
I'm in bed.
Oh,
I'm not wearing a bra.
I quite literally am lucid dreaming right now. I can't emphasize
once
that
again,
enough.
neither of us are awake.
I'm sleeping like a baby.
Like, you know what I'm next to right now? My fucking penguin. And what did we do? We fixed it.
I love that penguin. Are the eyes
his name is Figgy. I think it's
Figgy.
Yeah, that's what I named him. I think it's possible/probable. My friend got this for me from the Japanese supermarket. I think it's possible/probable that they put the head on upside down. But I like him anyway.
But I like him anyway. Oh, I hope that's how my mom like waved me around as a baby.
Yeah.
Like, it looks.
I like her anyway. Is your whole family ginger or is it just you?
Oh, baby. It is right now just me. My dad grew up a ginger, and I think of them as a ginger. And it's crazy when people are like, oh, we're people who like work with my dad. And I think mainly my dad, our like family business is a restaurant. So like I grew up serving in the restaurant, and my dad was in there every day. And people were like, Meredith, like, where'd you get your red hair from? And I'm like, the boss man.
Yeah.
Like, my father. And everyone's like, he's not a redhead. And it's a reality altering for me to realize that I made his hair go gray. But no, mom, fake blonde. Older sister, fake blonde. Little sister, real brunette. Middle child, redhead. Speaking into a microphone right now.
Yeah.
Everything is
you are the middle child.
Foretold.
You are the middle child. Just making sure everybody knows.
If they couldn't hear it in my screaming cadence this whole time, and my piping hot takes, and my desire to be perceived at all times.
Yes. Well, as a fake blonde, that sounds like a good color mixture in general. But
thank you. I love.
My dad is a brunette. Not that you asked, but my dad is a brunette, and my mom is like a dirty blonde. My brother is very blonde, and my sister is very blonde. They're not like this blonde because this is fake. I'm like naturally.
I'm a big fan, though.
Thank you. I'm naturally like a light brown, dark blonde situation, but my siblings are blonder than I am. And they're also taller than me, and they also tan, and I do not.
Are they gayer than you?
They're so straight. They're both so straight.
So this is why you're going to end up on top. And maybe I don't, or on bottom, whichever is your preference.
Oh, you. No, my siblings are really good people, as are my mom and dad, but my siblings both want to be teachers, and my sister in particular wants to be a special ed teacher, and they're like really good. My brother worked as a vet tech for many years, and I just was like, how do I get famous quick?
Where am I 15 minutes? No, I mean, my theory on a lot of families like that, it's like you let the good people be good quietly, and then you have the leeway. Like, your parents are satisfied. Are you the youngest?
No, I'm the oldest.
Oh, you're the oldest? But okay. Your parents already knew by virtue of having another kid, they needed to fill in some gaps.
Yeah.
Let those siblings do it.
Yeah.
This is me, like, you can hear it for years, me theorizing why each kid was wanted in various ways. If you're the oldest, I'm sorry to break it to you, I'm not the first person to voice this, but your parents saw something lacking. They realized that it was not all going to be there and that they needed a few other trial runs, some backups, some plan Bs. So they did not take plan B, and they had several others. Versus my argument that, if you're the last in the line, you may have been an accident. I'm just very secure in my position of I was there to fix the mistakes, the whole gap left by the firstborn, but the one after me easily was an accident.
Okay. Is there an age gap to suggest that your younger sister was an accident?
Oh, she's so close to me. She's like less than 2 years younger.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means. I don't know how to read into that.
Well, it's like an Irish twin thing, isn't it?
It's not, it doesning feel that close because it was 2 years of difference, but it is, it's not a big gap. And we grew up quite tight. Not twinning, not attached to the hip, but we're pretty close.
Buddies.
We're buddies.
Yeah, we were all planned according to my parents.
Unreliable narrators, though.
I'm actually pretty sure that we were. I don't think they're planners. I don't think that.
Oh, do you come from a family of type A's? That's what I'm interested in.
Kind of, yeah.
Are you a type A?
Yes. But I am a pretty, like, compared to most other type A's, I am very relaxed. I credit all that to Lexapro.
Of course.
I like a plan. I like
turning type A's into type B's.
Yes. I type 8.5s. I like a plan. I like to know when and where I got to be somewhere. I like to have a schedule. I like to be prepared for things. However, I'm also like, I am down to go with the flow when I have the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm down to just like see where the night takes me often. Or like if I have planned a weekend of debauchery. So for example, I bought tickets to Governor's Ball. All 3 days.
But let's just hone in on the fact that you planned a weekend of debauchery. You're already merging the two types right there in that sentence.
Well, because then I'm like, okay, I'm going to make sure that, for example, I'm going to make sure I have enough cash ready. Like I'm going to bring a water bottle. I'm going to, make sure that I have a phone charger. But then outside of those things that will facilitate my debauchery, I have no plans. Then I'm just like, let's do the thing that I think is the most fun at any given point. That's mine.
I think that applying type A practicality to type B lifestyle is the perfect way to live your life. I do like the idea that we're just implying, I'm recently rebranding as a type B. I like the idea that we're implying that like type Bs are people, your phone dead, your wallet empty, your head cluttered, your prospects
stomach
bleak,
your stomach full, but not the way you want it to be.
Not with nutrients, not with sustenance. Your ass swampy.
Your pits stained. We bring it back.
Stained.
We loop around.
We bring it back.
Your
Alexa prode.
Yes, you're rebranding as type B. That's interesting. How are you doing that?
Yes. Well, as you've seen the way I carried myself this entire interview. By the way, am I going to get the job at the end of this?
Yeah, the job is if you really ever want to come back on, you can, and you got it.
So I'm going to log off now and quit while I'm ahead.
And not every guest gets that.
And not okay. Well, please be sure to link all the episodes for the guests that did not secure this honor, because those are the episodes I want to listen to. But
I won't do that. But you will be able to tell if you go back and listen.
All right, I'll just go and I'll just collect the masses and I'll cancel them as quickly and efficiently as I can, like a swift beheading. But no, I think that it's important. I grew up super type A, had a breakdown or two, realized if I present as a little bit more scatterbrained, every time I then drop a capital T truth bomb and say something super eloquent and wise and unexpected, then I surpassed expectations, versus as if I carried myself as someone who you already thought was going to be, oh, well, I'm not proving myself right in this sentence right here, but it's better to set the expectations low and then surpass them. Right. I think I learned this from the older brother in Diary of a Wimpy Kid. There's a very important chapter once where he was like,
Roderick, sure.
Yeah, they were like, he was like, my parents are never mad at me because every time I do the slightest thing that they ask, they are beyond proud. But if you are always overachieving, then that's what they're going to start to expect from you. I'm not inventing any of this right now. I shouldn't. This is all well-trodden territory, and I'm just now catching on.
This is stolen.
Yes. Oh, I'm also rebranding as a plagiarist.
Okay. Copy. Cool. As a joke stealer and just like as a life stealer?
Oh, yeah. Ideas, jokes,
just
homes, just identities. Taking. Just taking. As my ancestors did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not to brag, sort of a bad person.
Okay, cool.
My internet's completely cutting out.
Well, on that note, yeah. On that note, before you completely freeze and the call drops, let's wrap this up. Thank you so much, Meredith, for coming on.
Thank you. This was a delight
to riff with you basically for an hour.
We did get in the riff zone at one point. We did enter the riff zone. We were
fully in the riff zone. Would you like to plug yourself to my You Need Thoughty listeners, my pit stains?
Excellent. Plug myself. Is that a BDSM term? No.
Yes, I do ask that you put did you not get the Oh No branded butt plug that I sent you in the mail? I want you to stick that up your butt on camera.
Okay. Well, you should have told me before because I've been sitting on it the whole time.
Okay. Copy.
But I would love to plug living in Sunnyside, Queens. I'm having a great time. I would love to plug
Queen's
my
Head.
Handles online for Twitter and TikTok. Tweet Queen's Head, Queen's Queen. At Dietz_Meredith, DIETZ_MEREDITH on Twitter and TikTok, and at Dietz.m on Instagram, and on LinkedIn. It's just Meredith Dietz. I'd love to connect. Let's see. I think my Tumblr back in the day, I don't remember what it was called. I'll plug my little sister's Tumblr. She doesn't post. It's inactive, but it has great archives of the kind of memes we used to like. It's Furby-licious.
That's great.
The Furby, like the animatronic. It was a good one. I don't think it's original. Oh, speaking of plagiarizing, my little sister left her phone unlocked one time 5 years ago. I changed her Instagram bio, and she's kept it the same ever since.
What is it?
It doesn't make sense. It was like a very you know what I mean? That sibling vibe of I have the phone. I have to do something.
I have to do something.
Something. And so it's not, if I had known it this long, I would have put more thought into it. It's, I want when I die, stuff my body with bread to reflect the way I lived. Something like that. It's not, I couldn't, she never.
That's really funny for you to just
cancel
do.
My little sister.
And then for her to just keep it. That's so funny.
Thank you. I will have to beg to the situation is that's what I'll land on. The sentence only funny because of the way that it's lived on.
Yes 100%.
Anyways, those are all the things I'm plugging, and I said that probably as efficiently and clearly as possible.
Well, I will link that all in the show notes.
This has been so fun. Thank you.
Yes, and then on just very quickly on my end, Meredith, I'll be sending you some stickers. That's what you get as a thank you for being a guest. And if you are not Meredith and you want stickers, you can just donate to the Patreon or the coffee, and I will send you stickers. And if you're a patron, you also get your name shouted out at the end of every episode. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts in particular, please like and subscribe and rate and review on Apple Podcasts in particular, because that boosts us in the algorithm so that I can get one step closer to having Chrissy Teigen on this podcast.
Yes, do it, thoughties.
Yeah, come on, thoughties. And other than that, yeah, just make sure you're following us on Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, my pit stains, thank you so much. Meredith, thank you so much. And I'll catch...
Thank you, pit stains. We love you.
Thank you, pit stains. I'll catch you all on the flip.
I would like to thank the greatest people in the world, my patrons. Grace Murray, Lindsay, Alana Coleman, Kira Sears, Jillian Townsend, Schaefer Nelson, Clay Moyhan, Haley Pregnall, Caroline Phelan, and Stephen Blatkamp. You guys are the greatest. You're the reason that this podcast can keep going. And if you want a shout out like this at the end of every single episode, which you will get if you become a patron, BT dubs, please head on over to the Patreon. Ono's theme song was written, performed, and recorded by Katie Stahl and Mackenzie Haight. And the amazing cover art was done by Devonte Burse, at Vonte Burse on all socials, at Designed by Devonte on Instagram.
Thanks again for listening to Comedy by Indie Drop-In. If you would like your show featured, reach out to us at Indie Drop-In on all social media or go to indiedropin.com. See you next time.
O'Reilly. Are your wiper blades chattering, skipping, or squeaking? Don't let streaks or smearing on your windshield compromise your visibility. When it's time to replace your wiper blades, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and see our selection. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades while you wait. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Progressive presents Forced Metaphors about bundling your home and auto.
In sports, 3 goals is a hat trick. And when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, you get a hat trick of great savings and round-the-clock protection. So you might be thinking, wait, that's 2 things. A hat trick is 3. But in this metaphor, great savings counts as 2 goals, and so does round-the-clock protection. So it's like 4 goals, and that's more than 3. It's basic math.
Forced Metaphors. Presented by Progressive. Bundle and protect today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.